Hello, today is Wednesday, September 29th, and I'm speaking to you from my office at St. Paul's. Today we're talking about the third value in our devotional series, St. Paul's values supporting God's family through compassionate care and actions. I want to share with you a reading from John chapter 13, a passage which has been important to me throughout my faith journey. Jesus washes each of the disciples' feet as a sign of his service and love to them. Jesus poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel that was tied around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered, "You do not know now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Peter said to him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no share with me." Simon Peter said to him, "Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head." Jesus said to him, "One who has bathed does not need to wash, except for the feet, but is entirely clean. And you are not clean. You are clean, though not all of you." For he knew who was to betray him. For this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." After he had washed their feet, he put on his robe and had returned to the table. He said to them, "Do you know what I have done to you? You who call me teacher and Lord, you are right, for that is what I am. So if I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have set you an example, that you also should do as I have done to you. Very truly I tell you, you servants are not greater than their master, nor are messengers greater than the one who sent them. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." So Jesus gives the disciples an example of how to serve others and tells them to go and do likewise. This is why we sometimes literally wash each other's feet on Maundy Thursday in the week before Easter, but it's also how I believe Jesus calls us to serve those in our community in our daily lives. No, I don't mean literally asking people to take off their shoes so that you can wash their feet, but being open to the ways that God is calling you to serve others in your community and in your life. Maybe you're a good listener. Maybe you cooked a meal for a neighbor when they were sick. Maybe you called up a friend just to check in on them because sometimes life is hard. Jesus could have let a servant wash the disciples' feet, and in fact that would have been the norm and exception for that culture. But Jesus does it himself to show that he's not afraid to get down and dirty with the disciples and wash their feet. He shows individual care for each one of them out of love. So I wonder how you wash the feet of those around you. How do you value compassionate care of your church family or your community? And when have you been on the receiving end of that kind of care? I pray that each of us is able to experience God's love and compassion through service with and for one another. Amen.